We're in coordinate geometry, and one of the things that we look at times is the slope of figures as they're graphed on the coordinate plane. And so here's a few facts that you need to remember about slope. If a line is perfectly horizontal, like this, then we would say that it's horizontal and the slope is 0. If a line is perfectly vertical running up and down like that line right here, we'd say that the line is undefined. That basically just meant that 0 would be on the bottom of it. So it could be like 1 over 0 or 2 over 0 or 131 over 0. Anything where 0 is on the bottom of a fraction is actually undefined. And so that's what they're referring to when they're saying it's an undefined slope. It means that 0 is on the bottom of the slope. There's no horizontal movement. It makes it perfectly vertical. If two lines are parallel, they have the exact same slope. So let's give you just a brief visual representation of it. Here's one line, and here's another line that's perfectly parallel to it. We would say they have the exact same slope. Both lines, in this case, would have a slope of, let's just say, positive 3. If lines are perpendicular, and what we're talking about there is where two lines cross and they form a right angle. Actually, let me make the second line in red here. What that would be referring to is that the lines would be perfectly opposite of each other. And in fact, let me kind of tilt this one a little bit that way. We'll tilt this one up a little bit that way. And again, this should be forming a right angle in between the black and red lines there. If I said that the slope of this right here was 10, then I would instantly know if they formed a right angle that the slope of the red line would be this flipped upside down, so it'd be 1 over 10. And since this is a positive 10, this would be a negative 1/10. So again, let's take a look at it with a little bit more of a visual representation. Horizontal lines always have a slope of 0, like this is 0 over 8. There is no upward slope, there's no downward slope, it's perfectly horizontal, it's got a 0 slope. Anytime that you have a 0 on the bottom of the slope, you would say that it's undefined, and that would be perfectly vertical. And then let's take a look at the perpendicular lines right here. Here's two lines. Line AB is intersecting with line CD. And let's go find the slope of AB. Here's a point at 3 on the y-axis, and here's another point at 1, 5. We would be going up 2 and to the right 1, so our slope is 2. Here, we've got the slope at C, and we've got another slope right here. I would be going down 1 and to the right 2, so it would be negative 1 over 2. They are opposite reciprocals of each other. This 2 over 1 is flipped upside down, and if this one's positive, this one becomes negative, and that tells me that the lines cross at a 90-degree angle. To give you a little bit of practice, I'm going to give you two slopes, and you tell me if they're parallel, perpendicular, or they just intersect. So we'll pause the video and let you go through and answer 1 through 4. Hit play when you're ready. They have the exact same slope, so I would say they are parallel lines. Here, this would be as if it was 4 over 1, so if we flipped it upside down, that would be 1 over 4. This is a positive 4, and this is negative, so we would say they are perpendicular. That means they're intersecting at a 90-degree angle. Here, this is 2, and its reciprocal would be negative 1/2. This is 6, so they're just intersecting. It will not be at 90 degrees, it'll be at some other angle. Here, this is 100, and we can absolutely make this into a fraction by putting a 1 under it. And this is the reciprocal. It's 1/100th, but since this is positive, this would need to be negative if we said it was perpendicular. So we would say at this point that they are just intersecting. Here, here's 5 and 6. If you want to pause the video, you can do that real quick. Here we go. This would be 1 over 1, so it's opposite reciprocal would be -1. This is -3, so they're just intersecting. And here, this is 52. So that would become 52/1 if we made it into a fraction. And we flip it upside down to make the reciprocal. This is positive, and this is actually negative, so we would say they are perpendicular.